Morning. So I made the call, decided to spray this barley stubble here, the little bit that's growing. It's not really much there to pasture, graze. Considering I have to build a fence along the driveway and along the trees and the bales and all that. A little bit of chemical I had left, I thought I'd just burn it off and blow it off, whatever. There's a little bit growing more over there than right in the middle here, but get this done this morning and flush this sprayer maybe. Well, I don't have to flush the sprayer today, but get her flushed sooner than later. Get her back down to the in-laws, I guess, and park it in the shop. Done for it for the years. So yeah, you can even call me lazy if you want for not wanting to set up a hot wire around this field to graze it. I just didn't think it's worth the hassle setting up the hot wire for, what would the cattle be in here for, that many cows a day? So a little bit of chemical I had left, it was only a few dollars worth, so I thought I may as well just blow it off and instead of storing it all winter and make it easier that way. So here we are. Probably half done. Should be done in half an hour, 45 minutes or so. And see what happens after that. So I had this idea last night. I was doing some figures, checking flax prices, canola yield, flax yield. And I'd like to grow flax right here next year and the other field over other side of the driveway at our farm here. 2 little fields of flax I think would be cool right in front of the yard. That way it's close to bale the straw, because you pretty well got to bale it. You can't chop that stuff. It's like putting wire through the combine. But it's just the price of flax right now, it just doesn't seem to really make sense to grow it over canola. It just, I guess some other crop other than canola in the rotation is good to do once in a while, I suppose, but to grow it, to bale the straw, not that baling the straw is a headache, but a little bit of extra work. I don't know. I'm on the fence about growing it next year. Do 1/4 of flax for just something different other than canola. Frickin' canola is so expensive to buy it. Buy that seed when you want to grow it. Like, holy frick, $900 a bag? Basically $900 a bushel. Like, that's nuts. Hey, speaking of flax, anybody sees this video, if you grow flax, what's like a normal yield for flax? Is it like 30 you're doing really good? Or is it kind of like canola, 40 bushel an acre is a pretty easy to get crop or yield for flax? I don't know, I'd like to do something different again next year, but it's got to make sense, to make money off it. If I'm not going to grow it, if I'm going to lose money. I only grow wheat because I have to. I can't do canola on canola, right? So I don't know. I'm on the fence about growing flax here. There, that job's done. I'm not going to flush it right now. Let's go back down to the in-laws there. See if we can get that combine figured out. Try a different field today too. Maybe it was that test plot with all that fertilizer I put down there. Maybe that's got something to do with it, and we'll give that test plot a little longer to cure and try a different field down there. Wind's up now. Oh, not real bad, but nice breeze. Jump in the service truck here and let's head down there, I guess. And hopefully we can start going on canola today, maybe. Try that different field, like I said. Yeah, I'm late, I know. Ah, crap. I forgot the battery pack for the drop pan in the pickup. I charged it all day from yesterday when we left here till now. So it'll be fully charged. We'll be able to do a lot of drops on it if we have to today. But yeah, I was running around town. Picked up the one grain check there from that stuff I hauled in just the other day there. Got that check in the bank and took care of some other things while I was in town, and stopped in at old Bungie, formerly Viterra. Figured why not? Check their prices online, and their prices are fairly close to G3 and Cargill there, so for us, more competition's good, I would think. Never made a deal with them or anything, never contracted nothing at Bungie yet, but I'll probably try it in the future. Because Bungie's got that crush plant in Fort Saskatchewan, and they'll come, pick it up from your farmyard and look after the trucking and do it that way. Cargill will too, I'm sure. Well, anywhere will, right? But, had a chat with the one guy there. Yeah, it's the same face as in my local Bungie, formerly Viterra building, but got him to test that sample that we tested last night at the 919 there back at our farm in the camper. What did the 919 say? 11.2, I think it was. 10.4. 10.4 is what they told me that sample was. And 0 greens. So we got to get going on this canola. It's only going to get drier and drier and drier. And right, we'll try a different field today. See if we can get her to flow through that combine. Maybe it was just the test plot since I give it all that fertilizer. Maybe that's why it's not. I don't know. But we'll go try a different field once we get her warmed up here and see how it goes. Hopefully we can start going on it today though. Okay, we'll drive right through the test plot field here into the next one, and maybe even go to the far one. Because this next field right here, I think there was quite a bit of green in it from the gopher, all the gopher kills. So then it's really sandy and right here along let's go to the far field maybe, try that. Well, for a change, the stalks don't look that green in this field. Doesn't look too bad actually. I mean, there's a tinge of green I can see, but less green than that test plot field back over there. So let's give this field a whirl. I think, you know what? A couple years ago when I had canola here, right? Not last year, because last year was wheat. So 2 years ago when this was canola, I think I started in this field as well. Because that little frickin' test plot field, it's bush all the way around it basically. The sun or the wind doesn't really get in there. And I swear I left that test plot to the end as that year too. So I think I started here 2 years ago. Hammered this, 90 some acre field off, then the 30 acre field, then the test plot, and then that other field over there with all the gopher damage. I don't know why, but that field with the gopher damage on it, with all the gopher damage on it, always seems like I'm doing that in the dark, whether it's seeding or combining. Seems like it's always, I finish that field in the dark. It's weird how it works out. But anyway, let's jump out, get the old sugar grain drop pan on, and set her to drop straw, because I chopped a little bit right at the gate here just to give myself a spot to park kind of thing. And we'll do a drop going this direction. We'll combine a little ways, let the combine load up, drop the pan, and see what we're throwing over. And hopefully we don't plug the back of the combine like it did in the test plot there. I don't know. Wind's up today. You can see the grass fluttering around. So that should dry things out even more. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping we can start going on this right today. We got a problem. We're not plugged at all, but the drop pan never dropped. What the heck? One thing after another. Well, that's good. We're not plugging up though. It's actually laying a decent swath there. Man, if a guy was stuck for straw, I wouldn't be scared to roll that up for bedding. You'd have to let it dry for a while though. That's it's still kind of green, but this isn't as bad as a test plot. Like, look at these stalks here. You can just see that it is. But geez, that's a decent stand right here, you guys. Holy crap, this is just right up to my nose on that one. Oh man, I hope this canola surprises me with yield. But yeah, you can see some of these stalks are brown right to the bottom. Good. We might be in luck. I just gotta put that frickin' drop pan back on. And I hit the button. I don't know why it never dropped before. Frick's sakes. On. Let's try her again. Hey. There we go. Wanted to work this time. That's a decent swath. Just letting that straw chopper stop spinning. Alrighty, let's see what we can come up with here. I was doing the regular 2 mile an hour, how I normally have the combine set for canola. We'll see what we're throwing over this time. And then if it looks good, depending how I feel, we might try to do some fine tuning and see if we can set it so that we can pick up the ground speed a bit. So let's see what we're throwing over in this drop. Pretty well all fell in that pan. That's good. Look at the straw here. Holy. Or maybe it just looks like there's lots of straw, but there isn't. I don't know. Anyway, see what we got. Then I remember the first time setting this combine by myself. You know, I've never set a combine in my life. The old pull type was always set for barley. That's the only thing it did. So you hooked onto it and went and combined your barley and parked it. That was it. Trying to get this thing set for canola. I remember doing drops, so nervous. Filling up that rain gauge on the Sure Grain drop pan kit. Filled the rain gauge up, go to the chart because I didn't remember any numbers. Okay, 30-foot header. What number on the gauge was like 120, and I'm like, holy, I'm throwing over like 5 bushels. What the? Finally got it set to how I thought it was the best, 2 mile an hour. With a 30-foot header is all I can seem to do. But I'm not seeing any unthreshed pods in here, so that's good. And then I finally told myself, yeah, it's good enough, got her set, 2 mile an hour, just go slow, you'll be all right. When I first got that combine, we didn't have a whole lot of acres to do either. Well, we still don't have a lot of acres, but at that time, half of what we got now. So I'd combine a little bit, do a drop, combine a little bit more, do another drop. I was so nervous about throwing out that much money out the back of the combine, right? Like, it's different when it's your own crop. You're the one spending the money on that fertilizer, chemical, and seed. There's no daddy's money around here. Well, not that I've seen anyway. Okay, I'm ready to put her in the hand sieves. And let's see what we got. Looks like there's quite a bit here still. That's not right. What is going on with this friggin' combine? Okay, everyone. Here's what we got. That still seems like quite a bit. Let's put her in the gauge and have a look. Well, that's better than yesterday or day before yesterday. We got 45 on the gauge, so that's a bushel and a half. That's too much. Let me double check the settings. Might have to, I think I turned the wind down. I'm sure I set it how I normally set it when I'm doing canola. So that was 2.0 mile an hour. Yeah, I'll have to I forgot to look at the settings before we did this drop. I'm sure they're set where I normally set them, but I'll go take another look and then go from there. Okay, I had the rotor going a little bit faster than I normally do on canola. Let's dial her down a little bit to where I normally run it. Do another drop. This is going to take some time to set this thing. Do another drop and then see what we're throwing over. Survey says, whoa, what the heck? We're back up to 90 on the gauge. That's 3 bushel an acre throw over. Maybe we got to speed that rotor up. Let's slowed it down a little bit. What is going on? Let's try speed the rotor up, I guess. I got the fan turned down quite a bit. Like, that sample's pretty dirty. Trouble is, we're going to be going on top of a hill right away. And that's not a good place to do a drop. We're at a side hill a bit. We're going uphill. And it's going to be thinner up there. That's not a good place to do a drop. We should probably just whip around right here and start combining our way back this way now. Just the canola here is probably, you know, overall average of the field is the most decent right here to do a drop. So yeah, let's whip around, start combining our way back this way and do another drop. Wow, these stems seem a lot greener than that pass, don't they? Sure looks greener to me. But on that test plot where it was the thickest, tallest crop, 0 greens and 10.4 moisture. So this should only be better. The seed should be nice and dry and it should be like 0 greens, right? So I'd like to get going now that I know that. But let's do another test here. I'll sift all this stuff out and see what we got. But at least it's flowing through the combine today. Yesterday it wouldn't even flow, so. Anyway, look how green that is though still. Like, wow. It's time to swath canola next year if I'm still farming. We're still at 2 bushels an acre throw over. A little bit of chaff in there, but why are we throwing over so much? Still doing 2 mile an hour, but I sped the rotor up. I mean, it's less than 90. That's still too much for me though. I know we can save that extra bushel. Unless we try what that one comment said. Put that old Massey in high range on the rotor and speed it up even more. So I sped it up as high as it'll go in low range, which was, I think it's at 750, 740, 750. I don't know. Try it even higher than that. What do you think? Okay, I sped the rotor up 50 RPM, 50. So now we're at 800. Let's see what this does. You can kind of tell what you're gonna have for throw over when you're getting all the bigger stems and stuff out of here and the bulk of the pods. When you see a lot of that, there's lots of seeds there. That's not right. When you see a lot of seeds just by doing this, normally you're throwing over way too much. But you still got to sift it all out and check, right? I've said how many times this stuff is just too expensive to just, good enough, let's go. We got work to do, let's go. Way too expensive to just think like that. And I know there is people that are like that. and then they complain about their 20 bushel canola when everybody else is getting 40. Okay. Well, that didn't change anything. 60 on the gauge again. No difference. So spinning the rotor didn't really do anything. Well, what the? So all I did for this drop, the concaves I thought could have been tightened up a little more to break that green straw up a little bit. And I didn't realize I was not running them where I normally run them. Now this drop, concaves are set where I normally run them. No difference. 60 on the gauge. So that didn't really do anything. Could it be the whole frickin' thing of going too slow, not keeping that combine full? Remember like the barley? I don't know if we can go much faster with this green stem though. Maybe it's just too green still. We just can't combine it yet. It's walking right out the back with that green stuff. Sticking to that green stem, or I don't know. I do know I'm getting sick and tired of this green stem canola. It's time to start swathing next year. I don't know. 2 bushel an acre throw over is too much for me. Got the rotor. Or should we crank the rotor speed as fast as it'll go now? Try that. Do what we did in the barley. Set the combine for wheat settings and see what happens. That worked in the barley. I don't know. let's try it, I guess. Crank that rotor speed right up and see what happens. All right, the rotor is set as fast as it'll go. I'm out of ideas. I've never really had this much trouble setting the old girl in canola. The settings I normally use was throwing way too much. Let's see what we got this time. This stuff is awfully green. Is that canola seed sticking to these stems, walking right out the back of the rotor? Is that what's going on? I don't know, you guys. We might not be going after all today. I was gung-ho to give her in this field, but I don't know. It is a little better. Down to 50 on the gauge here, which is just a hair under 2 bushel an acre throw over. I'm out of ideas. I'm almost certain we can't go faster to keep the combine full in this green stuff. We might be just waiting a little longer. Huh. That's disappointing. Well, boys, I was just thinking we could combine our way to the top of this hill right in front of us here. Like, check out this hill right up there. What if we combine our way up there? Maybe the stems aren't as green up there. Maybe they are, I don't know. Or maybe we should just walk. It's not that far. Take a walk up there, and if the stems are ripe up there, do a drop there where the stems are ripe, and then see what you're throwing over. I don't know. It's like the stems are so green that the canola is just walking right out with this green stems, and it's just going to take more time before we can go on this. I was really thinking we could have been able to go today, but I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Let's just shut this whole thing off. Go for a walk up in that hilltop sort of thing instead of combining, part of a hopper that's... Well, I mean, the seed's dry. I'm pretty sure the seed's dry. 0 greens in that sample. I took to Bungie this morning, so... I don't know. Walking's good exercise. I need the exercise, so let's go for a walk. I'm not sure we even got to walk up to the very top of this hill. Look at here. These stems don't look very green to me. They look pretty ripe. What if we just did another, from where the combine is, did a drop right here, right where this little tree. Did a drop right here. See what it's thrown over. What if we try that? Because in that corner where we did the drop, it was really green stems. So, I think we should do one more drop and see what it's showing. Let's go walk a little bit further though. Yeah, it gets pretty thin here. Short, thin, like it's only up to my waist here. Awfully thin. Sandy land there, probably, is all it is. Yeah, man, you would think the sandier land would dry out those stems faster, but I don't know. Yeah, see, it's a little green there still. I think combining our way to the top of that hill isn't going to really do anything. But I was talking to Buddy, give him a call, see if he's going. He said, no, I shut down for a little bit today. He's caught up to the sprayer or whatever he said. It's still not quite dry, like the seed's not quite dry. So he shut down. He was saying so-and-so shut down. They haven't even started their canola yet, and they're a big farm. So you see, it's not really any riper up here yet. Maybe right on top of the hill. So it's not like I'm the only one that's parked. Okay, we're getting towards the top of this hill now. Ooh, she's pretty thin here. Yeah, see, them stems are quite... No, there's some green ones there. No, on top of this hill really isn't any different. Maybe a little bit more ripe than down in the low spots, you know. Okay, now we're on top of the hill. So what's with these wild oats? Huh. Well, I hate to do this, but let's walk in here a little ways. Shell it out a little. Yeah, see, these stems are still green up here too. No, I'm glad we didn't combine our way up here. It's probably a waste of time coming up here to... Because what are we going to do, cherry pick the hilltops? Seems like a freaking silly thing to do. I think we just need to give it more time. Kind of like the oil patch. Hurry up and get there and wait. I don't know. Maybe we should just go home. Don't even bother doing another drop. See, in places it looks nice and right. In other places it's not. Like even on the side hill like this, coming down that from the big hill there, it's fairly ripe and here and then green and then ripe, so it's just needs more time. Just needs more time. What do you figure though? Should we do one more drop while we're here, or just go home? Find something else to do while we're go flush that sprayer or something. What do you figure? But man, places this canola, I'm quite surprised how it looks considering the year. Down here at the in-laws, I don't think, if they got 3 inches, it was just of rain all summer, all year. And the canola looks as it does with that amount of rain. Like, that's crazy to me. Yeah, I don't know. Might be a waste of time. And it seems like when you put the combine through it, it's even greener when it comes out the back of the combine. So I don't know. Oh man. See right here? Really short. It's kind of green towards the bottom of the stem. Looks awfully dry here. Oh yeah, I was right by that tree. We should do a drop. Let's do one more. Let's do another drop and just see. If we're still throwing 2 bushel over, shut her down, go home. Go flush the sprayer or something. Yeah, right here looks fairly ripe. We'll do a drop somewhere right here. Try that. Yeah, you can kind of see that it's less green here than back there where we did the drop just a little while ago. So maybe this will show us a little different. Maybe there'll be less seeds in here this time. Sure hope so. I still don't think we'd be able to combine though today. Because you know, the other low spots in the field and just it's not gonna, it'll be tough slugging if a guy wants to go now. I think we gotta wait, but let's see what we got. That's what we got. I can tell you right now, that's about a bushel. Maybe just over. Just under a bushel. There you go. Well, for frick! So, this is what I think's going on. When we were trying to do a drop in the test plot, that's just really green there. Because it's kind of in a low spot. Well, I was doing the tests in a low spot. More fertilizer in the test plot. When we first got to here, I was doing them right in the little bit of a low spots I could find. Come up in elevation just a bit out of the low spot, where the stalks are not very green, light green and not dark green. There you go. Less than a bushel throw over. So I mean, you could start mowing if you really wanted. Places you'll throw 2 bushel an acre over. Places you'll throw just less than a bushel over. So it's like, what do we want to do? Give it a few more days. Maybe fire up this coming weekend. Start working hard if you can. Go at night if you can't. Well, what do you do? If we start going now, I'm throwing over a little more than we'd like. What do you figure? Well, let's start combining, to hell with it. Let's get her done. we'll just chew through them green spots and push her out the back. That little bit, what's a guy gonna lose? 20 grand? Big deal. Just kidding. Just may as well chop these swaths, run them back through the combine, chop them up before I forget them. But I'm pretty glad that in that riper spot was only throwing over not even a bushel. Because if it was throwing over 2 bushel an acre still where it was riper, I'd have been really confused. So now it all makes sense. It just needs more time. There's certainly other work I can do while we're waiting for this canola to cure. So I'm not too worried about it. It is the middle of September, not the middle of October. So there is still time. I'm probably 2 full weeks of thrashing canola with this old Massey at 2 mile an hour. It's pretty slow going. So yeah, if we start end of September, we should still be done by mid-October, right? But if we start 3rd weekend of September, we're gonna be, you know what I mean? So whatever. Hopefully it all works out. But I'll finish this swath, take this thing back to the yard. I'll meet you guys back at our farm. So I never did get that sprayer flushed. On the way back from the in-laws back up to our farm, I seen Buddy go in there. I drove right by his land on the way back up and seen him going on his canola, so I stopped in there, jumped in his combine for a while, and it's green stems too, but I don't know, he's going on her. So anyway, so I thought I'd look in last year's day planner book to see how long the canola was sprayed for before I started going on it, and way longer than I thought it was. So some of the canola at our farm was sprayed for 26 days. So the canola down at the in-laws, I didn't look how long it was sprayed for before I started combining it. But when I got the canola done at the in-laws, come back to our farm to do the canola right at our farm, it was 26 days desiccated before I combined it. And I was trying to do the stuff today at the in-laws that's only been that's only been sprayed for, it was sprayed on the 2nd anyway. So we might be waiting a while yet. I didn't realize it was that long. 26, that's a month, basically a month, right? So the good news is some of that canola I sprayed at our farm this year was done on August 29th. I sprayed it first, then went down to the in-laws. So whenever we get the in-laws stuff done, get back to our farm, hopefully that canola will be cured pretty good. Throw that right in the bin, and that'll speed things up. But then the rest of the canola, if it's that green chaffy stuff, man, I don't feel comfortable putting that in a 5,000 bushel flat bottom bin with no air. I don't feel comfortable doing that. Not keeping it in there very long anyway. So I don't know, we'll see how this plays out. But yeah, I didn't start combining canola last year until it was like late. Hang on, let me check. Oh right, September 25th last year. I didn't even start the canola till September 25th last year. So what is it today, the 16th? Yeah, 16th today. So yeah, we might be waiting another week if we want that stuff to cure and not be, chopping silage through that combine. I wish I knew the future weather, right? Like if I knew the weather was going to hold out to the end of October and be good for combining weather, I wouldn't be panicked at all. I wouldn't care, right? I would just go do other jobs until the end of September here and start going on the canola nice and easy and get her done, right? But you just don't know what the weather's going to do. So you get panicky and kind of freaked out. At least I do. Worry wort that way. When are we going to get a wet fall? And not only are grain prices shitty, yield is shitty, high input costs, and then we don't get the crop off yet. That'll just, put the cherry on top for a recipe to go broke, like not getting all of the canola off. That'd be pretty scary for me. Can't speak for everyone, but anyway, I guess we got lots of time to flush that sprayer tomorrow and start doing other projects around the farm, because I don't even know if I'm going to bother trying that canola. Well, we could, right? We could just throw a little bit more than I want to out the back of the combine and go on it, slow and steady. But I'm not sure I want to do that. I need every frickin' bushel possible. It's just, it'd be a shame to throw away a bushel an acre just because you're impatient. You know, you throw away a bushel an acre of canola. So, you know, canola right now is about 13 bucks, call it 13 bucks, easy figure, and 13 bucks an acre. You're just throwing it out the combine. Like, that seems silly when you know you can save that. So, I don't know. Bushel and a quarter throw over, okay, that's allowable, I would think, you know, me personally, but everybody's different. Some guys 2 bushel an acre throw over. Oh, giver, you're good to go. Not me. I think we'll hold off for a while and start taking care of other projects around the farm. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.